It's week 8 in the NFL. I'm Peter Loshak. You're watching SBR Videos, and this is Into the Weekend with BetDSI, the show where we talk to Brent, the headlines manager at DSI Sportsbook, and get the always interesting information about the sharp and public action that he's taken each week in the NFL. Brent, the first game I have to ask you about, highly debated game this week, Cincinnati and Pitt, right? Both teams killing it against the spread. Both teams strong offenses, competitive spread, near pick'em. The line has seen some movement back and forth, so I'm guessing the betting volume for this one is huge. Probably split down the middle.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you forgot to mention that the sharp plays won again last week, and the pseudo plays as well. So
the sharp's been picking it up recently in the NFL then.
Well, you see, the sharps are sharp for a reason.
Yeah,
maybe.
Good. No, we knew that 38% ATS hit rate wasn't going to maintain for the sharps. That was going to level out.
Yeah, you don't pay the bills that way.
Right.
Cincinnati, Pittsburgh. Yeah, you're bang on. The wager count on this game is it's really, really high. It does favor Cincinnati. Maybe no surprise there. And money slightly favors Pittsburgh, but it's one of those cases where I've got sharp money on Cincinnati plus 1.5. I'll start by saying that. But I've got money that's very respectable on Pittsburgh when it was like plus 2.5 and stuff like that. So it's one of those cases where, do I want to say it's a definite sharp play on Cincinnati? Not so much, just because it's decent money that came back the other way. But right now we're sitting Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. Line's down to a pick right now. Our total's at 48.5. A lot of over money there as well, which was kind of surprising because Cincinnati's defense has been pretty solid, but maybe Pittsburgh has not. But right now, as you mentioned, it's super action for us. Is really good. A lot of money on the over as well. Like I said, not balanced at all. But on the side, we're very, very balanced in the count. Like I said, favors Cincinnati just slightly. Money slightly favors Pittsburgh. But yeah, it's a really high volume game. It's a great matchup, and it'll be good for us. We're sitting at a pick right now, so we're probably just bouncing back and forth between one either way.
All right, and then another big marquee matchup that's probably also getting big betting volume is Green Bay at Denver, both undefeated, both off buys, and both also doing well against the spread. Again, have to assume the same profile, big betting volume, probably split down the middle from the public, and sharp action, I don't know. I would guess that maybe there would be maybe you took a little bit of a sharp action on Green Bay. Is that the case?
Or maybe we didn't take any sharp money at all.
Yes, very possible. That
could also be the case. We'll have what we call ski resort money on Denver here. I got one real big player on Denver. That was Denver +3 -15, and also on the money line with Denver. So it's a case where, again, this is money that you respect, and obviously the move off of the money line money came in at +130, I believe it was. Again, this is a case where obviously it's kind of, like people are, or at least the public seems to be quite sour on Denver, but they're not sour on Green Bay at all. My wager count is almost, I'm going to say 3.5, 4-1 in terms of the actual number of bets we've taken in favor of Green Bay, which might be surprising when you're looking at, Denver as a home dog, and it's like, how does that happen? You're talking about a team that's 6-0, home dog, and then the wager count heavily favors the road favorite. So yeah. It's just one of those cases where, again, you hear so much about Peyton Manning's this and Peyton Manning's that, and if you watch some of the stuff they say about him, it is true. He looks like he puts everything into every 5-yard out. It's like it takes every effort that he has, but still, they're 6-0, so you can't discount that at all. Right now, like I said, it's about 3-1, 4-1 the count in favor of Green Bay. My money's almost dead even, if not slightly favoring Denver, and that's because of the ski resort money that we'll call it.
Aspen money, yeah.
There you go, Aspen money. I like that better. Count on the totals about 3-1 on the over as well. And again, no surprise, you get Peyton Manning and Green Bay involved. People are going to bet the over. But again, those are two teams with decent defenses, so I wouldn't be surprised if that dropped a little. I don't have any what we're going to call list money, sharp money. There's none involved in this game at all.
Okay, and then another very interesting game is the Monday night game, Indy at Carolina. Now, Carolina, of course, undefeated, 5-1 against the spread. So normally when you have a team with that profile as a touchdown home favorite on Monday Night Football, I would assume that there would be big public action on that team. But Carolina isn't quite. I'm not sure they're the kind of team that's capturing the imagination of at least the betting public so far. And Indianapolis, with Andrew Luck, of course, in years past, has been one of those big public-backed teams. So I'm not sure what I would guess here. Carolina been killing it against the spread. Big home favorite on Monday night. Is the public overwhelmingly on Carolina?
Yeah, it's kind of it's a good line, I think. We're sitting Carolina -7, -7, dog 20 right now The number of bets I have does favor Carolina, which is no surprise because Indianapolis hasn't looked very good. But still, they get a lot of respect in terms of the fact that they are Indianapolis. Luck is there. People expect the team to be better than they have so far. I have respectable money on both sides of this game, and we're sitting at 7 minus dog 120 right now because I got decent money on Carolina at first minus 6.5 minus 110, and then sharp money or respectable money sort of came back on Indianapolis plus 7 minus 115. So they took it at plus 7 minus 115. They laid the 6.5 minus 110. So we're sitting at 7 dog 20 right now. Again, just respectable money involved in this game, not anything sharp at all. Total, no surprise that we got 3-1 count on the over. Again, it's the Monday night game, Colts are involved. Let's bet the over, so they do.
I just feel like if the uniforms were switched and Indy had exactly Carolina's year and Carolina had exactly Indy's year, and Indy was a 7-point home favorite here, that the public would be on Indy like 10-1, right?
Yeah, the line would probably be 10 as well.
Right. All right, well, 3 interesting games. Have you gotten any clear, sharp action from any of the rest of the NFL Week 8 card, Brent?
Yeah, first off, I just want to touch on a couple of games that are just notable for the action that they have. Minnesota at Chicago. Right now, Minnesota is a 1-point favorite on the road at Chicago. I got respectable money on Minnesota when the line was +1, and also respectable money on Chicago when the line was +2.5. So, that's why we're sitting Minnesota -1 right now. But it's interesting to note that just that little variance between +1 and +2 either way was enough to bounce respectable guys on this game. Giants at New Orleans is another game where you expect the public and everyone to be all over the over, and they are all over the over. That's a game we're sitting at 49 right now, and I mean, you just figure that one's going to go up and up because these teams both can score points. None of them look great on defense, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that total go up. If it dropped at all, you can be sure it's sharp money coming, so that's something to look out for. If you see that on, between now and Sunday, if you see that number drop and drop and drop, it's sharp money hitting it. The sharp bet that we did take, probably the strongest play of the week, would be Detroit.
Yes.
Now they're at Kansas City. Right now the line's all the way down to Kansas City -3.5. And the sharps, the reason why they're sharp is they took Detroit +6, +5, and +4. So I got 3 different guys who are all over Detroit, which is very, very strong in the NFL to have 3 different guys all on the same side. Again, the lines were +6, +5, and +4. Line is down to Kansas City -3.5 as a home favorite right now. Minnesota, Chicago, the over there is sharp. We're over 41.5. We're seeing at 42, having a little bit of a nibble back, but nothing of note. That's probably going to go a little bit higher too, just because my wager count is about 6-1 on the over as well. So the public's going to bet the over, generally speaking, and now we've got a sharp on the over as well. So over 41.5, Minnesota, Chicago is sharp. Arizona, they are at Cleveland, and Arizona -4.5 was sharp play. We're all the way up to like 5.5, and we've even touched 6. Just haven't got really anything back on Cleveland. Maybe just not a whole lot to like about Cleveland. The running game seems to be, you get like 4 or 5 different running backs sharing the rock there. At quarterback, Manziel, who knows what's going to happen. McCown keeps getting concussions. So Arizona -4.5 was sharp there. Jets -2.5. Jets are at Oakland. Jets are -3 right now at Oakland. I count about 3-1 in favor of the Jets, and I don't know. Oakland showed some life last week, and they certainly did us a favor covering off one of the big teasers. I mean, we had tons of teaser money on San Diego, so Oakland winning the way they did was great for us. But looks like we're going to need them again this week. And Dallas, this is a tough one to swallow. Seattle is at Dallas. Seattle's a 5.5-point favorite right now. They were a 6-point favorite. Sharps came and jumped on Dallas when they were +6. So my count there is, what are we looking at? Like 6-1 in favor of Seattle. No surprise that the public is going to bet the Seahawks, even though they're on the road at Dallas. But Dallas +6 was sharp action. And pseudo sharp, we touched on the Bengals +1. That's probably the sharpest of the 2 ways in that Cincinnati-Pittsburgh game. Teaser money, as you would expect, all over Green Bay, Seattle, Arizona, Atlanta, and Minnesota.
Very interesting, as always, Brent. Sharp action on the Jets. That surprises me a little bit. Brent, thanks so much, as always, and we'll talk to you again next week for NFL Week 9.